Hello, today's topic is budget. In the next few minutes, you're going to learn how to create a budget that actually works and one you'll stick to. The simple 50-30-20 rule that makes budgeting feel like a breeze. Smart ways to track every dollar without losing your mind. How to save money while still enjoying life. Yes, you can keep your coffee runs. The most common budgeting mistakes and how to avoid them. Practical strategies for dealing with unexpected expenses. How to build an emergency fund without feeling overwhelmed. Ways to make budgeting fun. I know it sounds impossible, but trust me. Digital tools that do the heavy lifting for you. Real-life success stories that will inspire you to start today. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete roadmap to financial confidence, and you can start right after watching this video. No fancy tools needed, just your phone or a piece of paper. By the way, you can subscribe, turn on notifications, and like the video to support me. Don't forget to check out the other videos on my channel. So, what is budgeting? Think of budgeting as giving your money a game plan. It's like being the coach of your own financial team. But here's the thing, it's not about restricting yourself. It's about understanding where your money goes and making it work harder for you. At its core, budgeting is simply tracking two things: the money coming in, your income, and the money going out, your expenses. When you know these numbers, you're in control. It's that straightforward. Why is it so important? Well, imagine driving cross-country without a map or GPS. Sure, you might eventually get there, but you'll probably waste time, gas, and money along the way. Budgeting is your financial GPS. It shows you where you are, where you're going, and the smartest way to get there. Let's break this down into super simple steps that anyone can follow. Step 1. Calculate your total income. Write down your monthly take-home pay. Include any side hustles or additional income. Don't forget about irregular income like bonuses or tax returns. Pro tip: if your income varies, use your lowest monthly income as your baseline. Step 2. Track your current spending. Keep all your receipts for a month. Review your bank and credit card statements. Categorize expenses into must-haves, rent, utilities, groceries; want-to-haves, entertainment, dining out; future you funds, savings, investments. Be honest with yourself. No judgment here. Step 3. Set realistic goals. Start with short-term goals, saving $500 for emergencies. Add medium-term goals, paying off a credit card. Include long-term dreams, buying a house. Make your goals smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Step 4. Create your budget framework. Use the 50-30-20 rule as a starting point. 50% for needs, 30% for wants, 20% for savings and debt payment. Adjust these percentages based on your lifestyle and goals. Leave some wiggle room for unexpected expenses. Step 5. Choose your tracking method. Paper and pencil works great for beginners. Spreadsheets give you more control. Budgeting apps make it almost automatic. Pick what feels most comfortable for you. Step 6. Implementation and monitoring. Start tracking from day 1. Review your progress weekly. Make adjustments as needed. Celebrate small wins along the way. Let's tackle some of the biggest budgeting roadblocks you might face. And don't worry, I've got solutions for each one. Problem number 1, I don't make enough to budget. This is probably the most common concern I hear, but here's the truth. Budgeting becomes even more crucial when money is tight. Here's how to tackle it. Start by finding small expenses you can reduce, like that unused streaming service. Look for free alternatives to paid services. Your local library is a goldmine. Consider side gigs. Even an extra $100 monthly makes a difference. Focus on cutting costs on your 3 biggest expenses, usually housing, transportation, and food. Now, let's move on to another super common challenge that trips up even the most motivated budgeters. Problem number 2, I keep overspending on impulse purchases. This is a tough one because it's often emotional rather than logical, but I've got some proven strategies. Institute a 24-hour rule for any non-essential purchase over $50. Unsubscribe from promotional emails. Yes, all of them. Delete shopping apps from your phone. Keep a want list and revisit it after 30 days. You'll be surprised how many items you no longer want. Use cash for problem spending categories. Our next challenge is one that affects almost everyone at some point. Problem number 3. Unexpected expenses keep derailing my budget. Life loves to throw curveballs, right? Here's how to stay on track. Build an emergency fund starting with just $1,000. Create a miscellaneous category in your budget. Aim for 5% of your income. Start a separate sinking fund for predictable, irregular expenses, car maintenance, holidays, annual subscriptions. Consider ways to increase your income buffer through side hustles or overtime. Let's dive deep into what I consider the most challenging aspect of budgeting: emotional spending and its connection to lifestyle inflation. Why this deserves special attention. It's often subconscious. It can happen regardless of income level. It's directly tied to our self-worth and social relationships. It's constantly encouraged by advertising and social media. The comprehensive solution: first, understand your spending triggers. Track when you make impulse purchases. Note your emotional state during these times. Identify patterns in your behavior. Create healthy alternatives. Find free or low-cost activities that bring joy. Build a support network of friends with similar financial goals. Develop new hobbies that don't revolve around spending. Implement practical safeguards. Set up automatic savings transfers. Create separate accounts for spending and bills. Use cash envelopes for problem categories. Practice mindfulness before purchases. Change your environment. Reorganize your social media feeds. Find role models who demonstrate financial responsibility. Create visual reminders of your financial goals. Remember, this isn't about deprivation. It's about building a sustainable relationship with money that supports your long-term happiness. Let's do a quick replay of the challenges we've tackled and their solutions. Remember our first challenge, not having enough money to budget? We solved this by finding small expenses to cut, using free alternatives, looking for additional income opportunities, focusing on the big 3: housing, transportation, and food. Then we tackled impulse spending with the 24-hour rule, decluttering our digital shopping environment, using the want list method, switching to cash for problem areas. For those unexpected expenses that pop up, we discovered how to build that crucial emergency fund, create a buffer in our budget, set up sinking funds for irregular expenses, develop multiple income streams, and finally, we dove deep into emotional spending and lifestyle inflation, where we learned to identify our spending triggers, create healthier alternatives, set up practical safeguards, transform our environment to support our goals. Before we wrap up, there are some crucial pieces of financial wisdom that will transform your budgeting journey. The power of automation. Set up automatic transfers on payday. Use bill pay for regular expenses. Never rely on willpower alone. Let technology work for you. The truth about debt. Not all debt is created equal. Prioritize high-interest debt. Consider the snowball versus avalanche method. Always pay more than the minimum. The importance of financial education. Subscribe to reputable financial blogs. Listen to money management podcasts. Join online communities focused on budgeting. Stay informed about basic investing concepts. The psychology of success. Your mindset matters more than your income. Small wins build momentum. Progress isn't always linear. It's okay to make mistakes and adjust. The role of income. Budgeting is crucial, but so is earning more. Look for skills you can monetize. Consider asking for a raise. Explore passive income opportunities, future-proofing your finances. Start thinking about retirement early. Consider inflation in your planning. Build multiple streams of income. Keep learning and adapting your strategy. Let me share a story that perfectly illustrates everything we've talked about today. Imagine a coffee shop on a busy street. Every morning, a young professional stops by and spends $6 on coffee and a muffin. That's their daily routine. It's comforting, familiar, and seems harmless enough. One day, they realize they've spent over $2,000 on breakfast in just 1 year. But instead of feeling guilty or completely cutting out their morning ritual, they get creative. They decide to make coffee at home 4 days a week and treat themselves to the coffee shop only on Fridays. With the money saved, they start building an emergency fund. Within 6 months, something unexpected happens. Their car needs repairs. But unlike before, there's no panic, no credit card debt, no stress. The emergency fund they built handles it perfectly. The best part? They still enjoy their Friday coffee shop visits even more because it's now a genuine treat rather than a mindless habit. This small change sparked other smart money decisions. They started meal prepping, found a side gig they enjoyed, and eventually began investing. 3 years later, they have a fully funded emergency fund, 0 credit card debt, and are saving for a house down payment. All because they started with one small, manageable change in their daily routine. The moral isn't about giving up coffee, it's about making intentional choices that align with your long-term goals while still enjoying life today. We've covered a lot today, but remember this: budgeting isn't about restriction, it's about freedom. Freedom from financial stress, freedom to make choices, and freedom to build the life you want. You don't have to implement everything at once. Start with one small step today. Track your spending for just 1 week. Set up one automatic savings transfer. Choose one expense to reduce. Make one money goal for the next 3 months. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and your journey to financial freedom starts right now. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Share your own budgeting journey in the comments below. What's your biggest challenge? What tips work best for you? Let's build a community of smart money managers supporting each other. And hey, if you want more practical financial tips, hit that notification bell to stay updated on new videos. We're in this together.